Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about No Time to Die. And this movie came out in 2021 and is the final film starring Daniel Craig as James Bond. This is the fifth one. The first four were Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, and now we have No Time to Die. It took me forever to see this movie. Finally saw it, and it was better than Quantum of Solace, I think. Probably. It wasn't as boring or forgettable as that movie, but unfortunately, if we're talking about an emotional experience and attachment, is it as good as the other ones like Casino Royale? No. Good as Skyfall? No. Spectre? No. And that might be a little controversial because I know Spectre is kind of divided, but this one I just didn't really feel much emotion while watching, and I didn't really feel as though the near 3 hour runtime was justified. I wasn't bored, I can say that much about it, but at the same time, the film didn't really justify its runtime, and I just wasn't really getting much from how long the movie was. I didn't feel as though, with it being longer, it made it a better movie. And the movie looked nice, it was well shot, and that part of the movie I didn't have much issue with. There were a couple of moments where I did feel as though there was one shot that was missing just in the editing room floor, but for the most part it looked nice, and I enjoyed the performances as I usually do with these James Bond movies. And Rami Malek, he wasn't terrible in the movie, but as the villain I never felt intimidated by the villain. He just felt kind of generic and dumb, and honestly he was just kind of annoying. And there were some characters in this movie that I did kind of like, but didn't really get that much screen time. Like Ana de Armas, I really enjoyed seeing her on screen. I thought she added a decent amount to the movie. I was like, okay, this is kind of fun and interesting, but she just doesn't have all that much screen time and not really that much character now that I think about it. But then again, there's only so much you can do with the amount of screen time that she had. And I didn't mind that this movie brought back Spectre and was touching on that. That stuff I didn't mind in the movie, but also it didn't really feel as though it mattered all too much. There were some lines that I did like, and the scene where James Bond was coming back to being 007 because he's retired now. I liked that part of the movie, and this movie has good scenes and memorable parts to it. It's just, as a whole, it's just not that great for me, and I don't feel as though it's anything special, nor is it all that memorable, and just felt like a film that was kind of just average, and that's it. That's all I can really say about it. It was a very average movie overall. The opening scene, while I don't hate it, I do feel as though it had some dumb moments in it, and the opening title sequence with the No Time to Die theme by Billie Eilish, I felt as though it belonged in a James Bond movie, but at the same time, I just don't feel as though it added anything that made it memorable, unfortunately. There were parts of the movie that I enjoyed, some parts of the movie that I did not enjoy. There were some cheesy moments that didn't work for me and just pulled me out of the experience. There was one really fun long take towards the end of the movie where it's just going upstairs and killing people. That was fun. And that was definitely the standout action scene moment in the entire film for me. And honestly, there were some moments in this movie, not throughout the entire film, but just some moments in this film where I do feel as though it kind of betrays the character a little bit from what was built up in the previous James Bond movies. I just didn't really buy James Bond doing certain things. It just felt kind of out of place for me. I was like, do we really need to do that? And overall, this movie was just kind of forgettable to me, and I honestly don't really remember all that much about it, despite seeing it today. And after I saw it, not long after watching it, I decided to rewatch Sweeney Todd, and that was a pretty great experience, and I guess in ways was kind of a mistake because me constantly thinking about that movie is probably what's flushing away my thoughts on this movie. But I think I'd much rather have thoughts of Sweeney Todd over this because I just feel so Sweeney Todd's such a better movie. Still love that movie, and if you haven't seen Sweeney Todd, check that movie out. But this movie, if you're a fan of James Bond, maybe you would get something out of it, but I just didn't really care for much in this movie. So with all that being said, I'm going to give No Time to Die a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of No Time to Die, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Lifeboat. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.